Welcome to the YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub, your one-stop solution for expert guidance, best practices, and actionable knowledge in the world of contact centers. Explore, learn, and enhance contact center skills. Welcome. Let's explore one of the most critical performance measures in contact centers, service level. Let's begin with the definition of service level, or SL. Service level is one of the most important performance metrics in any contact center. It measures the percentage of customer interactions, whether that's calls, chats, emails, SMS, or even social messages, that are answered within a specific, agreed-upon time frame. In simple terms, service level reflects how quickly we are responding to our customers compared to the target we've committed to in our service level agreement. For example, you might often hear 80% of calls answered within 20 seconds. So, in short, service level is a direct indicator of how well we are meeting our promise of speed and responsiveness to the customer. Now, let's look at the formula for service level. Service level percentage is calculated as number of interactions answered within the threshold divided by the total interactions offered multiplied by 100. The threshold represents the target wait time, for example, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or 60 seconds depending on the channel. Answered interactions within the threshold are simply those that were connected before crossing that target time. One important note, some centers include all offered interactions in the denominator, answered plus abandoned, while others exclude very early abandons, such as those that drop in less than 5 seconds. So, the formula not only tells us how quickly we respond, but also how we define and treat interactions at the boundary. Let's bring the formula to life with an example scenario. Suppose our service level target is set at 80% of calls answered within 20 seconds. Now imagine the contact center receives 10,000 calls in total. Out of these, 7,800 are answered within the 20-second threshold. When we apply the formula, we divide 7,800 by 10,000, giving us a result of 78%. That means the center has not met its service level agreement, since performance fell just below the target of 80%. Now, let's explore the key components that drive service level. The first is threshold setting. Most of you may already be familiar with the industry standard of what we call 80-20, that's 80% of calls answered within 20 seconds. But thresholds vary across channels. In chat, the target might be 80% within 30 to 60 seconds. For social media, it could be 80% within 15 to 30 minutes. And in email, the standard is often 90% within 24 hours. The second driver is call or interaction volume. Whenever volume spikes unexpectedly, queues build up and service level falls. Seasonal peaks or marketing campaigns can directly influence this, making forecasting and planning essential. The third key component is staffing and shrinkage. Even with accurate forecasts, service level will drop if the right number of agents aren't available. Planned shrinkage, like meetings, coaching sessions, or training, and unplanned shrinkage, such as absenteeism, long breaks, or technical downtime, directly reduce staffing capacity, which impacts service level performance. The fourth component is queue and routing design. The way customer interactions are routed makes a huge difference. Skill-based routing ensures the right agent handles the right interaction. VIP queues and callback options can reduce wait times and improve customer experience. But if routing is poor, queues get longer, wait times rise, and service level suffers. The fifth component is abandonment. When customers leave before their call or message is answered, that increases the abandon percentage. If abandonment is included in the formula, service level goes down. To avoid false penalties, many centers exclude what we call short abandons, customers who hang up within the first 5 seconds. The sixth component is average speed of answer, or ASA. This metric is directly linked to service level. Quite simply, the shorter the ASA, the higher the service level. If customers don't have to wait long, the center consistently meets its service commitments. The seventh component is technology and AI. Modern tools like AI chatbots, smart IVRPs, predictive workforce management, and real-time agent assist dramatically improve service level. They reduce both handling time and waiting time, ensuring faster, smoother customer experiences. And finally, the eighth component, financial and customer impact. Service level isn't just an operational number, it's tied directly to business outcomes. Poor service level leads to higher abandon rates, SLA penalties, customer churn, and even reputational damage. On the other hand, strong service level performance improves first contact resolution, boosts customer satisfaction, drives retention, and protects revenue. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. See you in the next video.